it's me, Kelsey, and welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you're here. I am back filming videos. It's been a minute. We had the Thanksgiving holiday. We had just some chaos going on in our family, and so I have not filmed in a minute, and so I'm really excited to get to film. And today I am filming a 2025 kind of wrap-up of sorts. I'm doing a tag. I'm doing a 2025 tag. I've seen the tags floating around Book Talk and BookTube and all of that. And so I went and found a tag and then kind of made my own tag based off of a couple that I've seen of just like things that I like, books that I liked, all of that kind of, and I'll leave it down below if you want to use it for your own videos, if you want to use it just to kind of reflect on what books you've read this year. That's pretty cool. So I'll leave it linked down below and you can do it. I am sitting in a massive pile of books. I have read so many books this year. This was a really hard challenge for me. I tried really hard not to pick the same books over and over again or the same I tried, but some of these are like my go-to, diehard, loved them, could not think about putting them in a different category this year. Like, it was really hard, and it was really hard. So I did my best. I have 12 questions that I'm going to answer. And like I said, I have a bunch of books that I am sitting in that I can't wait to share with you for this tag. So the very first question was, what is your 2024 reading goal? As of when I'm filming today, it is the 10th of December. And my reading goal was 100 books, and I have read 136 books this year. So I have smashed my reading goal for this year. And I'm really proud. I did not think I would get through 100 books this year. That was a challenge for me. And man, did I just like smash that. So I'm excited about that. The next question, see, I have my handy dandy like notebook. If you have a preschooler like me, you know, Blue's Clues. Who's your favorite main character? And that was a hard one. That's been on like everybody's tags that I've read. And I picked main characters. And I just picked characters in general. And I read the entire Addicted series this year, and these characters, I think they will forever be with me, these characters. The Calloway girls and their guys. You've got Lily, you've got Rose. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. You've got Lily, you've got Rose, you've got Daisy, then you've got Reich, Connor, and Lauren. And these characters are just, I cannot even, the whole series is amazing. I read the whole 10-book series, and it was an amazing journey for me this year. So these are my favorite characters from this year. I fell in love with them. I went on a journey with them. I grew with them. We went from like when they were in college and they were just basically like little babies. They were all of them were making poor choices. They didn't understand the world. They didn't understand who they were as people. And watching them grow throughout that whole process was like amazing too. In the end, they were married and they had babies and they had careers and they had jobs and they knew who they were and they were defining who they were and their children were growing. It was a phenomenal series. Becca and Krista Ritchie, 10 out of 10. If you have not read this series, it's like a commitment of a series. It's 10 books. As you can see, I have them right here. Like, I talk about it a lot on my channel because I've read it a lot. If you've watched any of my wrap-ups, pretty much since June, I've read a freaking Addicted book. So you know that I am like addicted to Addicted. But they were my favorite characters this year. My next favorite question was your favorite book couples. I narrowed it down to three, which was so hard. And they're each for different reasons. They're each like, and this was really hard. Like when I was going through this tag today and like compiling the tag and then compiling the books, this was so hard. So hard. The first one I picked was Magnolia and BJ. I read the whole Magnolia Park series at the beginning of the year, and the Magnolia Park series was another series this year that changed the game for me. And why I picked Magnolia and BJ is they go through some things that I've personally gone through in my life. They experienced some experiences. Their relationship is hella freaking toxic, and my relationship is not toxic at all. Like, I'm in a very healthy relationship, but their relationship is not. But they experienced loss in a way that I've experienced loss, and the connection that I have to them just bonds me to these characters in a way that like, and watching them walk through that, like my heart, and it just makes them, and watching their journey from Jessica Hastings. And this cover, y'all, I am collecting all of the British, the European covers. Look at this beautiful cover. Oh, I have the shoe covers too. They're not as pretty as these ones. This is just, these are beautiful. Magnolia and BJ is one of my favorite couples. I also did pick another addicted book, Connor and Rose. The intellect between these two, the chess game between these two are so, like, Rose is one of my favorites. She's amazing. And Connor, he's just so, like, witty and smart. And he's a smart ass. And I just love him. And the banter that these two have back and forth constantly is and so I had to pick their first book, which was Kiss the Sky. And I had to pick them as one of my favorite couples this year. They are not like any other couple I read this year. Their relationship is not like any other relationship I read this year. The way that they fall in love is not like any other relationship this year. Like, I cannot not add Connor and Rose to this like favorite couples list. I loved Connor and Rose. And then I also picked Henry and Abby from the Wolf Hotel series. I loved this relationship, watching Abby go from just this like meek, almost weak, like very sheltered religious girl to the very like in her own skin, loving who she is, owning who she is, being who she is, like kick-ass girl that she is by the end of this series was something that I loved. And I love that Henry like walked that journey with her, and he inspired that journey. He pushed her boundaries. He helped her grow. He helped her be better. And he never once like shamed her for that. And that was something that I always loved about that, is he never shamed her for the fact that she was sheltered, and he never shamed her for the fact that she had this small view of the world. He was just constantly pushing her to see the world in a bigger way the whole series. And I loved that about their relationship, which leads me into what was your favorite series of the year, which was the Wolf Hotel series. I have actually 3 here, but one of them, I picked 3 series, and one of them was the Wolf Hotel series. I ate this series up. I have 2 other series that fit into this category, but the Wolf Hotel series, I ate this up. I read, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books. I read this entire book series in a week. In a week, people. All of these, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these in a week. I don't know how to hold these. I could not eat these up. I loved them. I loved Henry. I loved Abby, like I talked about. I loved how Henry loved Abby. Everything about this series was phenomenal. K.A. Tucker, you did the thing. You did the thing. Another series that I loved this year that, as I slide off camera to reach it, is I read the entire Chestnut Springs series. I know it's like basic and white girl, but who does not love the Chestnut Springs series? I read the entire thing this year. I loved them. One of my favorite books of the entire year is Heartless with Kate and Willa. I'm going to pull it out here. This is a 5-star for me, and I don't give 5 stars very often. Like 5-star, their relationship is pure book magic. Like, this is so good. And I love a little cowboy romance. And I just loved the Chestnut Springs, like all of these boys, the Eaton boys just have some magic in them. And I could not include this in one of my favorite series of the year. The other one is a series that I don't think I've talked about very much on here, but it's a series that like I ate up. It's 3 books, and it's the This Man series. And it follows Jesse and Ava. And Jesse owns a high-end club. And Ava gets contracted in to come and redecorate it at the beginning of the series. And she doesn't realize it. She thinks it's a hotel. And so she's very naive into the things, and then Jesse has all these secrets. This book is like a freaking mystery. The first one, This Man, ends on a cliffhanger. The second one, Beneath This Man, ends on an even big cliffhanger. And then this one has so much that like happens in this book, you're like, oh my God, 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 like on every, what the fuck? It's like every 5th page. And this series was, their relationship is toxic. Their relationship is just, but the spice is spicy. It's so spicy. So spicy. Anyways, I ate it up, and I ate it up so fast. I think I read that entire series in a week as well. Like, could not put it down. The This Man series. There's one more. I can't find it. I know I own it. There's one more in here, this series. I don't know where it is. I own it. I own it. I just can't find it right now. I don't know why it's not on my bookshelf. But there's one more in this series, and it's really good too. So, the This Man series. The next question was, what was the most disappointing read for you this year? And it breaks my heart to say this because I love the Windsor Brothers series, but it was The Devious Husband. And that's Sierra and Xavier's book. And here's the thing. Sierra and Xavier are teased from word 1, book 1. Their relationship is teased. And I have been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for their relationship. Like, I could not be more excited for their relationship. And this book just, I don't know, something about it just didn't click with me. Something about how their relationship was. I didn't feel like the Xavier that we got and the relationship between Sierra and Xavier that we got in all the other books was the same relationship they had here. In all the other books, they tease each other. They're constantly like, I don't want to say fighting because it's not fighting, but it's like they're just picking at each other. Like the relationship that they have in the other books does not translate to this. This Xavier that's at all the poker games in all the other books is not the Xavier in this book. Like, it just didn't translate. What I was expecting and how I was so excited I was for their relationship did not translate to this book. And it made me so sad because I was so excited about this. Did I still end up giving it a 4-star? Yeah, it's like a 3.5 star because I cannot give a Windsor Brother book less than that because I love the Windsor Brother book series. I literally reread them all last month when I was in a reading slump because I love them so stinking much. They're some of my favorite books of all time. Like Katarina Mora, her writing is fantastic. Just in general, I usually click with it. So it made me really sad that this book I didn't. Just so sad. It was really disappointing because I was really excited about this book. I keep looking down because my list is down here. Favorite? What are we on? Favorite series of the year? Book that was overhyped. It's so overhyped that I don't even own it anymore. I freaking gave it to Half Price Books. And everyone on the internet is going to troll me about this because I DNF'd this book this year. A Court of Thorns and Roses. I read it in like March. Yeah, we're gonna go with March. And I read about 2/3 of it, and then I was like, no. And I won't read the rest of the series probably because that book was just so like, it's overhyped in my opinion. I didn't get into it. I didn't get into the relationship. I thought the characters were just kind of messy in a way that I could not connect with. I like fantasy books. I read several fantasy books this year. I love Fourth Wing. I read several Fae books this year. So it's not like I don't like fantasy. A lot of people are like, oh, you only read contemporary books. My mom has said that before. No, I like fantasy books. I just did not connect with that book. It was so overhyped in my opinion. And I'm going to say no more on that because I'm pretty sure the internet trolls are going to come for me. A new author that you discovered this year. I discovered the amazing universe that is the Emily universe and Emily Rath. And I cannot believe that I had not discovered her earlier. She is an amazing author. I read the Jacksonville Ray series this year, and which that is Pucking Around, Pucking Wild, Pucking Sweet. And I have now ordered her brand new book that is coming out just in a few days now, actually. And I am all in on the new Jacksonville Ray's book that will be coming out. And I have ordered on Kindle I stuck stuff in my Kindle to read next year, like early next year, her historical fiction that she'll be reading. Emily Rath only writes queer fiction. All of her characters are queer or non-binary or somehow have that element about them, which I love. I love that we live in a world where authors can still do that. And especially with everything that's been happening in the political sphere, and even we see that happening and feeding into how we are seeing book talk. I love that there are authors that are still willing to go there and still willing to push the envelopes and still willing to embrace the fact that like romance doesn't fit into a box. And I really love the authors that do that. And Emily Rath, I love her. I discovered her this year. I cannot wait to read the rest of her books. I just like recently discovered her like this fall. I ate the Jacksonville Rays books up, like ate them up. They're Chunky Monkey books, like Chunky Monkey. The Pucking Around book is, let's look. Pucking Around is 573 pages. So it's not a small book. It's like almost 600 pages, but it's so good. And Pucking Wild, it's a little bit smaller, not too much smaller, like 100 pages less, a couple hundred pages less, 200 pages less. 475. Pucking Sweet is again another Chunky Monkey, and at 464. So they're not small books, and I can't put them down. I'm getting special editions of these, hopefully for Christmas. Hopefully Santa's bringing me those. Ho, ho, ho. That's what I asked for when I talked to Santa. So hopefully that will be what I get, because I love her. I follow her on social media. I'm obsessed with her writing, and I can't wait to dig into her new book that's coming, North is the Night. Like, I'm so excited. The next question. Let's go with the next question. A book I cannot stop thinking about. Sierra Simone, You Did Me Dirty. You Did Me Dirty. If you're watching this small, tiny YouTube channel, Sierra Simone, first off, I love you. Second off, I'm so sorry that I have to say this, but you did me dirty. What is in the freaking third box? I read this book in June, and at least once a week, my brain asks about this book. What is in the third box? And what the heck is going? The end of this book wrecked my freaking brain. Storytime with Kelsey. I was still working at another job. I'm at a different job now, but the job I was at, I could listen to my books while I was working. I can't do that in my new job, but I could, so I was working away, and I will never forget. I literally slammed my hands down on the table and was like, what? At the end of this, and one of my coworkers, who happens to be one of my dearest friends, her name is Mary, she came in and she came to check on me because I was so messed up by the end of this book. I was ready for a happily ever after. I was ready for everything to just kind of have a resolution that was ready to go into the next book, but you did me dirty, Sierra Simone. You did me dirty. And I can't stop thinking about what's in the third box. I can't stop thinking about what secrets does Mark know? What secrets does Tristan know? Because Tristan obviously knows something. We know that Tristan knows something. And now I have to wait till the fall. Like 18 months later after this book came out, you're going to make me wait that long to find out? Sierra Simone, girl. Anyways, she did me dirty, and I think about the ending of this book at least once a week, because it's let's just go read some of the ending of this book. I won't give any spoilers. The fourth option. The same words inscribed on Tristan's ring, and I'm a fool because it was right there for me to read all along. Scratched into the metal scratched into the metal. Fixed. Mark wasn't choosing war or diplomacy or covert actions to carry out his plan. He was choosing us. We weren't pawns on a board on which the game was being played. And if I hadn't seen the obvious and horrifying truth, what else had I missed when it came to Mark Trevina? Okay, we're going to put that book down because that book might give me I'm going to have to reread that series. Actually, I have Christmas break coming up. Maybe I'll reread that series during Christmas break. Anyways, what was the best audiobook you read this year? The Perfect Fit. This needs to come with a, like, do not touch, too spicy, too hot, like, on fire warning, because the voice actors in this book are, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, this book was the best audiobook that I read / listened to this year. It was amazing. Like, the spice in this book is spicy, 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 spicy. But that's all I have to say. And I've talked about this book a lot on my channel, so I won't talk about it too much more because a lot of you that are watching this have probably watched all my other videos, but go do that. The next one is a book that if you could reread it again right away, what would you read? And that is Pucking Around. If you haven't read this book, it's a chunky monkey. I just talked about Emily Rath, but it is so good. It's funny. It deals with hard topics in a fun, lighthearted way. It's my book tower that I have been building with all the books just collapsed. It is funny. The characters are, some of my favorite characters from the year are in here. Jake Compton, Caleb Stanford, Amari Kanineman. Seriously, this is one of my favorite books. I now own it in paperback. I own it on my Kindle. I own it on my paperback. I own it on Kindle, and I own it in Audible. And like I said, I asked Santa for the special edition cover. Santa, if you're watching this, please deliver that under my tree. Then, the last two questions. What book are you anticipating most for 2025? I am a basic white girl. I'm going to give you two. One, Onyx Storm. It comes out in early January. I know, I'm basic. I'm a white girl, but I love Fourth Wing. Like, I have it sitting right here. I love the Fourth Wing series, and Rebecca Yarros has been teasing us for months, and I read the teaser that came out in Vanity Fair, and I knew some things that were in that teaser. I knew the Venom had powers, and everybody was like, no, they don't have powers. Shut up. I knew it. I called it. Anyways, my sister has just finished that book, but one of my best friends was like, about it. No, I was right. The Venom have powers just like the Riders do, just like the Griffin Flyers do. Anyways, next, I'm excited for Bitter Burn, which is the next book in the Honeycut series. Scroll back like 5 minutes and you'll see my rant about Honeycut if you were fast forwarding or for some reason you fell asleep because this video is getting really long. If you've made it this far, yay! Thank you for being such a loyal subscriber. There's only one more question left, and that question is, how many books do you anticipate reading in 2025? And I am setting a goal for 150. I've read 137 this year. I still have like a week and a half left, more than a week and a half, like 2 weeks left of the year. I'm filming this a little bit early because of Christmas vacation and all the things that go into Christmas around our house. So I'm anticipating that I'll hit that 150 mark, probably. Maybe not, maybe close to. So I'm hitting 150 this next year as my goal, and I do think I'll hit it. I'm really excited about it, and I'm really excited, and I think that a challenge for reading has been something that, you know, if you know me at all, you know, reading has been something that's been a huge part of my mental health journey and a huge part of like healing my mental health. And so I love reading, and I can't wait to see what books I dive into in 2025 and where it goes from here. So that's my tags and kind of sort of a wrap up of everything that I've read for 2024. I'm a year early here, folks. Trying to like rush through things. I hope that you guys liked this. Hit the subscribe button down below. Share with your friends. Again, if you want to do this with your own YouTube video, if you just want to kind of reflect on your own Goodreads, what you read this year, and look back and think about these questions, they're down below in the description. So until next time, friends. Bye-bye.